Vicki for jumping on. This is not our usual Sunday night systems call. We usually do a Sunday night systems call, which we will still be doing at 9:30, guys. So make sure you don't go to bed and hop on for that. But we wanted to do a run to Crystal Manager call because well, like Ed, Vicki, and I, we were talking and we were like, okay, listen, we're all in this business for 4.5+ years, right? So Vicki's in for 4.5 years. She's a 5-star, which is approximately 280K. Ed is a 6-star, which is more than that. I mean, you can do the math. And we were just talking about things that worked for us, things that work, things that don't work, things that excite us, things that drain us. And we really wanted to do a candid conversation because we were like, you know what, either the people on this call are brand new and they need a little inspiration and they need the direction and they need the tools, or the people that are on this call are old and they need to get their butts relit again, right? So I'll let you guys take it away and really talk about the premise, the importance of running slow. I remember listening to Eric Worre's Enroll 20 in 30 Days. And please write this down. You can YouTube it. Eric Worre, Enroll 20 in 30. And for me, every few months that I do a 90-day blitz, I listen to this Eric Worre Enroll 20 in 30 days, it really lights me up. And the premise of the whole call is, you know what? An airplane does not take off unless you pull it and go full throttle, right? And watching some people do their network marketing business, it's like they want to know why things aren't happening. They want to know why, you know, the magic isn't happening, but you know, are you going at it full throttle? Now I'm a red, you know, full throttle for each of us means something very different. For me, it's putting my butt in the chair and putting 3 consecutive hours in and making calls and setting appointments and really doing the do. For some people, full throttle is maybe meeting one new person. So it's different to everyone, and there's no right or wrong. But what we were discussing is, look, if whether you are wanting to create an income with isogenics or whether you want to be, I don't know, run for state senate, whatever it is that you want to do, you're given a set of rules, right? You're being told by the most successful people out there. You've got to get on the team calls. You've got to learn the 6 simple systems, right? You've got to get to a local event, drag as many people as you could, get them to the big events. You've got to do the core 4, and you've got to learn how to grow yourself, right? Work on your money mindset, work on your personal development. These are all skills that are going to make you a badass at this profession, right? So it's like, well, I can put up a post on Facebook and pray for the best, or I can do the things that are necessary to really make this work. And for some of us, we want to make 20 grand a week, and for others, even $500 a week would make a difference. But the reason why you're on this call tonight is because you're a leader. You're an influencer, right? You want to do it the best way possible with the amount of time that you have. And I think that's what we really want to bring to you, because the guys that I have on this call, I mean, are very successful. Ed just hit millionaire. Vicki hit 5-star in like record time. She's direct to Alexis Romano. We just met, I mean, and all this time, we didn't know each other, but we were still doing the same thing. And that's the reason why Alexis Romano makes almost $2 million a year, is because whether you're 8 levels down or 36 levels down, on her left leg, on her tail leg, in between, you know, it doesn't matter where you are. Everyone is following the same simple system. And that, guys, is duplication, right? And so a lot of us were like, enroll, enroll, enroll. Yes, I got an enrollment. Oh my God, I got an enrollment. Yes, getting an enrollment is a huge victory, but are you training your people to do the same? right? And that's really what we want to focus on, is duplication, is getting your people paid, is keeping it simple, is keeping it easy. If you are the only one that is enrolling, and I'm going to be very forthcoming with you, I was a massive enroller my first year, but I was too egotistical, too dumb, too not understanding of this profession to say, holy shit, I'm the hardest working one in the room. I'm exhausted, and I don't know how long I can keep this up. This is not working network marketing. I might as well have gone to ShopRite and worked for $15 an hour. If all you're working for is a PIB, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. PIBs are wonderful. PIBs are necessary. PIBs are the way to bring in that class. But if you are not following the simple systems and training that class, teaching them how to do the same, then it's not going to work. You know what was so attractive to me about CG is that she said, I'm a bartender from the Jersey Shore, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. And that's what you have to do. If you're like reading people shit about the probiotics and ingredients and different chains and strands of amino acids, guys, it's no, who's going to do that? You want to keep it simple, you want to dumb it down, and you want to show every single person on your team, if a schmuck like me can do it, anyone can do it. I don't care if you have a PhD or a GED. The whole point of network marketing is to show someone how easy it is and get them on their own as quickly as possible. And sometimes if you have an ego, or if you're red, or if you're used to controlling everything, it's hard. You know, do I have any reds on this call? Are there like any reds? I will give my husband 47, you too. So I will give my husband 47 directives, and then I will come in and take over and just say, forget it, I've got it. Okay, you can't build a network marketing business by doing that. You've got to embrace people where they are. You've got to empower the skills that they have, but really teach simplicity. If I've heard Alexis say, and I think we've all said it a million times, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. If you have to make up an entire different system, man, is it very complex. How easy is it that I can tell Brian and Andrea, who are brand new, go into the 6 simple systems, learn what you got to do. Here's a few sample text messages, shoot it out to a couple friends, and let's get you started. Like, it should be that easy. So that's the whole premise of this call, is really just growing yourself and growing your team. So I'm going to pass it over to Vicki and Ed. Share a little bit about your stories and what you think brought you success, and what are the same skills that you're doing every day. And sometimes even as leaders, we have to like check ourselves and say, whoa, I've pulled away from the basics. I'm not doing the necessary activity. I got to get back in the trenches. So I'll start with you, Vic.
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Angela. And just by the way, there is nothing more fun to me than when you point that Angela finger at that camera and you say, guys, I love it. I like live for it.
That's the Brooklyn finger. That's the maternal Russian Brooklyn finger.
I get it because it works for me. I see the finger and I'm like, okay, Angela, okay, I'll enroll, right? It's like, it works for me. Okay. So yeah, a little bit about my story for those of you who don't know me. I started the business in May of 2014. I was enrolled with Alexis Romano. I started the business when I was 3 months pregnant. So the people who have stories out there that they need to be bikini models in order to build this business, it's just not true. I was getting fatter and fatter as I was building my business. And I rank advanced to 5-star. I don't even remember, maybe a year and a half ago or whatever. And I'm going to say that there has been points in my business that have gone really fast. And there's points in my business that have gone so slow, it hurts my soul, right? So I think for everyone on this call, there's a reason you're on this call. You saw the title of Sprinting to Manager to Hit This Crystal Reset, and you're like, God, I want it so bad. And you don't just want Crystal Manager. You want whatever you want and whatever reason that you started Isagenix. But I think it's really important for all of us to just come to terms with the fact that this business absolutely sucks when you go slow. I cannot think of a single other worse business to be in than network marketing if you want to go slow and lollygag. And here's what lollygagging looks like. It looks like you know, getting ready to like listen to a podcast every day and read a personal development book every day and plug into calls like this every day and do the trainings every day. And then when the computer closes and when you leave the room of an event, you take nothing and apply it to real life. You don't take anything to build up your belief in what we're doing. Because I think at the end of the day, that's all this really is. So what Angela said, all it's got to do is like just send a simple text message to someone. Well, guess what? That requires belief in what we're doing. Because if you don't have any belief in like the industry, if you have no belief in the products, if you have no belief in Isagenix or network marketing, you're never going to send that text message. So I would challenge everyone. The first challenge I would have for you guys is to say, okay, what's the story that's stopping me every time I pick up my phone or every time I go to message someone or whatever, and I don't? What's the story? Is the story that you're afraid that they're going to judge you? Is the story that they're going to ask you if you're in a pyramid scheme? Is the story that you don't want them to be turned off by pushiness? Whatever the story is, and it could be so many different things, but I would ask you to get really, really clear on it. And then say it to yourself over and over again, because that's the thing you got to work on. That's the thing that you have to go to work on in order to really break through here. I had the worst taste in my mouth about network marketing. I was a pyramid scheme person. My parents were in Amway. They made no money. I started this and they were like, please don't do one of those things. Like, they don't work. I judged it. I ignored Alexis for years years. And I'm here, right? She didn't die from my judgment or my ignoring. And I think it's important to know that people out there who are successful now, most people out there who are successful now, had a story around this industry or around the person who enrolled them or whatever it is. And it's okay. People are going to ignore you. People are going to judge you. People are going to talk about you. They just are, right? And I think that if we let ourselves get stopped by that, by the inevitable stuff, they're going to do it anyway. Then you're just going to be stuck and it's going to suck, right? It's really going to suck. So I think the most important thing for people to do is go to work on the story that's stopping you, whatever that means, right? And I think it's probably a belief issue of some sort. I think that would be like my best advice for right now. Angela, did that like answer any questions that you just?
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's very interesting because we all come from so many different backgrounds. For me, it was a weight loss story. For Vicki, she was 3 months pregnant, for Ed, he did it basically to support his wife. But don't think that it's ever been easy. I didn't know about this. So I was just excited when they sent me $200 for enrolling my mom and my husband. And we were so broke at the time on food stamps that I said, I can get more money are you kidding me? Like $500 if I find another 4 people. I literally sent the worst, most non-compliant text message to like 300 people, and it was like, hey, I just recently lost 13 pounds in 11 days and I'm really excited. If you want more information, please message me. But it didn't even matter what I was saying because it was the energy and the excitement. And, I just think like you had a bad taste about it, right? I had no knowledge about it, and Ed has an interesting story too, but don't think for a moment that the people who are successful have a better road, an easier road. They're stronger, they're smarter. It has nothing to do with that. It's just you want it bad enough to where you're willing to make a go of it regardless, right, Vic?
Right. Oh my God. What you just said is exactly it. That you want it bad enough. I want it bad enough that when I have a fearful moment, I open my mouth anyway, right? Angela, me, Ed, whoever it is on this call, who's deemed to be successful by whatever means that they've defined it, they go through fearful moments, right? Like it's not, I still have stories sometimes in my head that stop me or try to stop me, right? But I think we see the fear, we do it anyway, right? Whoever said that, see the fear, do it anyway. So we're not exempt from it by any means. Yeah. And there's one other thing that you just said before that I think it's important to point out, and now it escaped me. Oh my God, it was such a good point. And when I remember it, I'll tell you.
You know, there have been moments, like I was in my yoga school not too long ago, and I wanted to tell her so bad. I wanted to offer an opportunity. And for some reason, I just got in my head and I thought about it too long. And then I made up the silliest excuses, like, wait, I have my shoes on. She doesn't want us to go back there with shoes. And I just made every excuse, because I don't know why. I froze, and then I went home and I felt bad about it. So then I booked the class with her the next day and I did it. I think if you're in your head about it, like, you kind of like freeze up and you get nervous, but really, like, tonight I would encourage all of you to make a list of like pros and cons. Right? Just make that list, because when I did this list in the beginning, okay, so my cons were like, okay, I'm clueless. I don't have a coach. I don't have a mentor. I suck at this. People are going to laugh at me. I'm too fat to talk to people about weight loss. I'm not smart enough to approach a doctor. And it was like all this stuff, all this like negative things, and all that has to do with self-growth, self-esteem, you know. And then I made the list of like pros. What if this did work? What if I could get my kids out of this apartment? What if I could have the car? What if I could retire my husband? What if I didn't have to worry? What if we didn't have to struggle? Like, what if this did work? You know, and then we went for it. And in 9 months, I hit 6 figures because I just chose to overcome. I think for a lot of people, it's, you know, it's about doing the do. And guys, I don't know a lot of you, but my entire life changed. 2 years into this business, I won something called President's Quest, and I didn't even know what the hell it was. They announced it in a room full of people that I was going to Paris. I was by myself with no team, hysterical crying, and I literally took my little girl on a trip to Paris and Rome with Jim and Kathy Coover. Like, hello, where the hell does this happen to somebody like me? Like, is your corporation giving you a free trip to the Cayman Islands? You know, like, I started thinking, what do I have to lose? The good people in my life are going to support me and are going to say, you're doing awesome. You're paying your bills, girl. You're standing on your own 2 feet. And the negative buttholes, they're going to be like, oh, you're doing one of those. Do you want someone like that in your life? We all have that one friend where you're like, girl, I just bought a new house. And they're going to be like, hey, man. And then you have those friends like, oh, what kind of house? Where is it? Do you even have a pool? Like, let me tell you that the moment I started doing isogenics, I feel like the shitheads went away and I formed like such a positive, wonderful circle. But those are the people that you're screening for. Those are the people that you're looking for. Susan Sly once said, you have a shovel in your hand and there is a 10-carat diamond in your backyard. All you have to do is dig and have the conversations. And guys, let me tell you, to become successful, you don't need a lot of people. You really don't. You need a few good men by your side, and that's it. Are you willing to have those conversations, to have those great people? And, you know, Kathy Coover said, not everyone's going to be an A player. Look, I have a team of 30,000. They're not all here. You guys are. You know, you're going to have A players, the ones that are all in. You're going to have B players who are just occasional sharers and happy product users. And then you're going to have just C, customers in the closet. I'll never tell a soul. Guess what? You still get paid for those closet ISA people. You know, your only job is to keep talking, keep sharing. And what you're doing in the interim is you're helping people. You're offering them a product or service that is going to change their life. If you've had an incredible experience with isogenics, if you've lost weight, improved your health, have a better sex life, a happier marriage, type yes in the comments. Type yes in the comments if isogenics improved your life in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Now, one person is saying, I am so mad that person told me about it. Right? So what are you worried about? You can be that angel. You can be that catalyst. Listen, I want to tell you guys a story before I introduce Ed. The person who posted her weight loss results was a childhood friend named Jen. Okay. She posted on Facebook that she lost 9 pounds in 9 days. And when I reached out to her, she wanted nothing to do with it. I am not one of those people that want to share it. Here, call my coach. Guess what? She had no idea that I was going to take this opportunity by the balls and run with it. And my coach, partly because of my team, I will say that, because of our organization, she hit millionaire, number 182. And then shortly after, I think 3 to 6 months later, I hit it. I wish it was Jen. I wish it was her that told me. But she was one of those people that said, I don't want to talk about it. And guess what? Right after me and Christine hit millionaire, she blocked us. Like, what? Don't. You have to make sure that everyone knows about this opportunity. Because guess what? Vicki doesn't have to be the enrolling sponsor. Vicki would be just as successful if Jessica or Marisa or any one of you, that's what this is. We want the people underneath us to be successful. I don't know any other business that does that. Most businesses are so cutthroat. Here, we're like, come on, grow, learn, I'll help you, And so think about Jennifer. She totally missed the ball. She totally missed it. She could have been up there with me and Christine. But because she had that negative attitude, because she thought whatever about network marketing, she referred me to someone else. And I want you guys to keep that story and put it in your pocket, because when you have someone on your team that says, oh, I don't want to share, don't be a Jennifer. You get your products for free. It helps me too. We can both benefit. So I want to introduce you guys to Ed Goldin, because literally I didn't know him. His wife sent him across the street to my house to pick up a box of chocolates. Okay. And 4 years later, he hit number 284. Okay. Take it away. 284, right?
284. So yeah. And just to really piggyback off what Angela was talking about, tonight we enrolled a gentleman whose neighbor is an isogenics consultant, but never mentioned this. Try to enroll him or try to help him with our products, right? And to piggyback again off that, we were introduced to isogenics by my wife's best friend that she grew up with since I think they're like 7 or 8 years old. And she was an isogenics consultant. She enrolled her father and her brother, but didn't want to enroll us, kind of pawned us off to the side. And so for 4 years, she's been trying different gigs and whatever it is to make money and, not doing anything. So I share that story with you guys because the opportunity that you have is here. And if you don't enroll these people, someone else will. It never fails. It will happen. So when I started, I was coachable. And I can't tell you how important this is. When my coach said post, I posted. When she said make a list, make a list. When she said do this, I did this. When she said go to an event, I said hell no. So what did she do? She got me a ticket and drugged me there, right? So the tools, the systems, everything is in place for you guys to be successful. Now I hear all the time, I want it, I want it, I want it. I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't want to take advantage of this opportunity. But very few are going to do what it takes to be successful, right? Like Vicki said, it sucks to go slow here. It does. I hit 5-star in 18 months. And then I lost a lot of people in my business. And I had to rebuild. And now I'm rebuilding for the 3rd time, right? So the power of this reset, and I really want you guys to understand it and really understand what Crystal Reset is. It's not about the $500 or the $1,500 or the $2,000, whatever rank it is that you're going to. It's about hitting a goal and watching and your team seeing you hit that goal, right? You guys got to go first. Can't ask somebody to hit Crystal Manager if you don't hit it. Can't ask someone to go to Director if you're not going to Director, and so on and so on. It's not the bonus money. It's the fact that you're growing. 95% of the people you either speak to or are on your team are watching you, right? And they're waiting for you to fail. The smart ones are going to join you when they're ready. The other ones will keep on watching. right? So you have to prove them wrong. Are you going to fail or are you going to grow, right? Posting and praying will not grow your business, right? Dabbling will not grow your business. Alexa said it one time, if you don't have your list, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Hobbies don't create 6 or 7 figures. My Alexa just yelled at me. I don't even know why. So that was weird. Okay, so.
You said Alexa. She thought you said Alexa.
Oh, is that why she's yelling at me? Okay.
I didn't catch the other thing you said.
Can we stop? Okay. So guys, we have 1 week left, right, for Crystal Manager. Even if your next step is executive or director, whatever it is, I want you to understand that this is not about you. The only way you're going to hit Crystal Manager is if you create 2 consultants, right? So this week, commit to having the conversations, to reaching out. And what I usually do is I know my bonus is $500. If I have to make a consultant, I'll offer an extra 50. Guys, enroll 2 value packs. You're getting 400. If it's your first time being a consultant, you're getting a 50. I'll give you another 50. That's $500. Who do you know that eats food? Literally, who do you know that eats food? Let's get them on the phone. Let's talk to them. This is not a 12-hour-a-day job you have to do. How hard is it to talk to somebody that eats food?
Can I just tell them how we met? I signed up his wife, okay? And then I asked her naturally for her social security number. And then 2 minutes later, I see their number on my caller ID. And he called me up and he ripped me a new one and said, I've been in the mortgage broking industry for years. And why are you asking for my wife's social security number for a weight loss program? 2 weeks later, this dude was on board giving me his social. And then she sent him to my house for a box of Isa Delights. They lived across the street. I never even knew them. And now because of Isogenics, they're like my best friends. But she sent him across the street to pick up a box of Isa Delights. And he saw me in my pajamas. He's like, this is what you do? You play on Facebook all day? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, how much are you making? So I showed him my back office. And he went home. And his wife told me, he said, if this fool can do this, we're all in.
Yeah. So that's why you never let your friends cleanse without Isa Delights. See how important they are?
So I want to have like a little candid talk. I'm going to unmute you, Vic and Ed. And I want to talk, Ed, stay unmuted. So I want to talk to you guys about action steps. What do you do? Because for some people, look, you're going to work and then you're coming home and then you got to put the kids to bed. And before you know, the day is over. And I do understand what it's like to have to manage your time and to be busy and to not feel well and laundry's piling up and something is always happening, right? But someone posted below, Marisa said, you got to be hungry, right? We did this Ed Blunt training and Ed Blunt said, how many conversations are you having a day? Right? And someone said like 3 and he's like, all right, cool. That's about an hour. So you're doing that 5 days a week? He's like, all right, cool. You're putting in 5 hours a week. He goes, girl, if you were working for McDonald's, he's like, you would not even be getting hired because that is part-time, part-time, part-time. You know, like, I mean, think about how much time and effort. So the first thing I would start with before we even talk about the actual activity, and I want you guys to hear from them what activity they're doing. First of all, dedicated time. I mean, if you want this bad enough, you got to be taking pee breaks at work with your cell phone. You've got to be drinking a shake real fast and utilizing your lunch hour. When you are driving home or taking that bus home from the city from work, you need to already have your 3 appointments scheduled during that time. You need to put in a little bit of time. When my kids are in karate school for an hour and a half, I am sitting in that car. You know, they're like, you're not going to watch me? I'm like, I'll be watching through the car. Meanwhile, I'm like, all right, come on, you know, try to get in a moment. You got to do what you got to do with the time that you have. If you can put in 40 hours a week for Joe Schmo, you know, for Mr. Smith, you can certainly put in 10 hours a week for yourself. And that is part-time, 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 you know? So manage your time. Get one of these planners. Please get one of these planners. They're super cheap. They sell them at Staples, right? And it has an hourly appointment book. Now, if I look at my book and I have 0 appointments for Monday, I'm screwed. Nobody's going to be enrolling, right? I need on Sunday to have 3 appointments booked in for Monday. On Monday, I'm working with getting 3 appointments in for Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'm looking at getting my appointments booked for Wednesday. Because if your appointment book is empty, guess how many people you're enrolling? It doesn't come from a magical post on Facebook. Maybe it did 5 years ago. It doesn't anymore today. Too many people are out there selling their product. You've got to be the one that's putting in the work, putting in the hustle, having the conversations, right? So dedicate that time block. Choose an hour window that you are scheduling these appointments. So the next thing I want Vicki to cover, how are you getting these appointments? Where are you finding the people? What are you doing?
Okay, well, first of all, I coach with Todd Falcone, one-on-one. And he said to me one day, he asked me to do an exercise, and I think Ed had us do this too, the round one, I can't remember if he did, but he said was it 30 minutes? I think he had in 30 minutes blocks of time, and he said pick one entire week and write down every single 30 minutes, what are you doing? And that exercise, before that exercise, I would have been on here being like, oh my God, Angela, I'm so effective with my time. After that exercise, I saw how much time I was wasting doing the stupid stuff, like catching up with people in the middle of the day, right? When people could totally be talking to me. So one of the things that, first of all, if you've never done that exercise, totally do it. Every 30 minutes, write down, just log it, what you did, and then take a look to see where your time could be more effective.
Vicki, may I do a screen share from Todd Falcone? And
sure.
You guys, please take a screenshot. You can make your own here. This is very easy. This is from Todd. This is his Fearless Networker activity tracker, because you got to be honest with yourself. Vicki's talking about being honest with yourself, checking yourself. How many phone calls did you make on Monday? How many messages did you leave versus how many presentations did you make? How many people did you follow up with, and how many new customers did you enroll? The personal development, the events, the books, do that. That is not work time. That is personal growth time. That is not money-making time. That is transforming into the person that's going to attract people, right? So the gym, the personal development, that's on my own time, but that does not impact this business. This is the business that you need to be doing. And Vicki's, you got to be brutally honest with yourself. Take a picture, make your own Google Todd Falcone weekly activity tracker, and use this. Because if you're going to call me and tell me I can't enroll somebody, I'm going to check you and say, how many people did you speak to this week? Okay, 40. Maybe she's not that good. How many of those did you do via 3-way phone call? Did you ask someone to assist you? So, sorry, Vic. I just wanted to share that because everyone, no matter what level, whether you're a consultant or a 10-star, you're keeping track of your activity.
Oh, totally. And the energy towards my business changed when I did that. But here's the thing. When I started this business, I was working 70 hours a week at a corporate job. I was a rep for a textbook publisher, and I was selling math and science textbooks to college professors. That's what I did for a living. And I got paid good money, and I got paid commission checks, and they paid for my car, and they paid for my cell phone, and I had sort of a cushy job. But I was really freaking busy, and I had little tiny pockets. But one of the things I was going to say before was there's 2 types of people that start this business. Either they're the people whose back is up against the wall right now and they got to go, or I don't know, be homeless. I have no idea, but their back is up against the wall in some way, shape, or form. If that's you, you have the fire lit under your ass. The second type of person is the person whose back is not up against the wall yet, but they're planning at some point for it to be up against the wall, and they don't want it to be up against the wall, so they're trying to plan for their future. And that person, I think, is a lot of people that I know at least, it's a dangerous trap to fall into because the fire's not lit. So you excuse yourself. It's just one day. Oh, I'm going to excuse myself for not making a call this day. I'm going to excuse myself for not, I'm going to give myself grace for not doing it because my back's not up really against the wall. So what I would say to those people is don't wait until your back is up against that wall because it is the worst energy to build this business in. Do it now that your back is like free and easy to breathe, right? So that was what I was going to say before. And I feel it also has a lot to do with this tracking stuff. So when my back was not up against the wall, I was not doing any of that stuff, right? It was like not in my, because I was like, okay, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I was still hustling, but I wasn't tracking any of it. When you start tracking how many calls you're doing, when you start tracking how many touches you're making, it's a reality check for you. And you can't lie to yourself. It's right there, right? So you can't also scratch your head to say, oh my God, why is my business not growing? I have a big fat zero right there. Well, that's why. So that's first and foremost. Second thing Todd Falcone taught me, he was when we broke down that day, he said, where are your power hours? And I said, I don't have any. And I was not breaking out, like literally was not blocking out time in my day to just sit down, shut off my phone, shut off my Facebook, shut off all of it, and just prospect, talk to people, right? Generate more leads. That's not even like call time to present. So what he had me doing 1 hour and it's so effective for me, and it shifts your whole energy for your business. 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon before I pick up my son. Those are my 2 power hours. It bookends your day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So that's another action item that I'm taking. And then where am I getting the people to talk to? Where am I not? I think when you literally just today, I was at a Zumbathon with my son and my sister, standing next to some woman, started up some conversation. Where do you go to the gym? It's just like a normal connection. And I say, oh my God, we probably have so many people in common on Facebook. Are you Facebook? And then that's it. And then so you're out. You don't go out to prospect. You prospect when you're out, right? Is that the saying? I think so. And so I connect with everyone everywhere. Like I literally don't even come home unless I'm connected with at least 2 people on social media that day, at least 2. So I'm very intentional about that. LinkedIn has been big for me to get people on the phone. I haven't gotten a lot of enrollments from LinkedIn, but it has been a huge lead source for me. And Insta stories, would you believe it or not? Insta stories. And I'm not on top of them all the time. I do 2 solid Insta stories every single week. Each of them takes me about an hour and a half to do. From one Insta story, I set up 11 calls from Instagram. This is a whole new social media lead source for us. And if we're not using it, shame on us. And I know it's difficult for some people. They're not up and running on it yet, but like, I'm telling you, that's a huge lead source for me.
Yeah. I like to do little silly challenges. I need like little games to keep myself motivated. If you think it's hard your first year, talk to me after your 6th.
Totally. Oh my God, yes.
The mundane, right? We all talked about that. So on Mondays, I'll text everyone in my cell phone with the letter A. Right? And I'll try to get to everyone in my cell phone. On Tuesday, maybe I need to get out and leave the house. I like joining things. I like joining something called Le Tip that CJ told me about. There's a Rotary Club. There's a BNI. There's so many different network marketing groups. And if you're working from home and going like bonkers, you might want to join one of these groups. First of all, it's awesome to meet people. I learned about 2 new apps where you can make mom friends. One's called Peanut and the other one is called Bumble. They have a Bumble for friends, and then they have a Bumble for business. Guys, there's so many like lead sources on where to meet people, but you've got to make a little schedule for yourself. Like on Wednesday, I'm inboxing 200 people from Facebook. On Thursday, I'm going to get out of the house and go make friends at the gym. You know, you can take free classes. When I first started, I literally went to Zumba.com. I found every single Zumba school within a 10-mile vicinity, and I took a free trial class at every single one, just so I can make friends. If you're shy, get over it. Read a book on introverts. If you don't know how to use Insta stories, watch a freaking YouTube video on how to do it. Like, how bad do you want it? You know, am I always in the mood to go out and put on a bra and talk to people? Certainly not. Those are the days I'll be shooting text messages. If I don't feel good and I totally am not like into talking to someone, I'm setting double the appointments the next day. Here's the thing. You are your own boss. how little or how much you do here is going to depend on you. But if I'm sharing with you guys that there's no cap, there's no limitation on how much you make. I'm getting paid on 3 businesses, my husband's business center, my business center, and my reentry. It is ridiculous. It's dumb money. Like if I have a slow week, it's not my team to blame, it's me. Like how much effort have I given? And so with this reset, I feel like, well, it is dumb money. You and I were just texting pictures of freaking Range Rovers and Infinities because our car lease is running out. Like 5 years ago, I was driving a Honda Civic. You know, it is freaking dumb money.
Broken window.
With a broken window. I had a Honda Civic with a broken window and a garbage bag taped to it. So it is life-changing. You know, you might not be into the stuff. Maybe you want recognition. Maybe you want to be noticed. Maybe you want people to say, wow, you know, you really helped a lot of people. Or maybe you want that free trip. Or maybe you want to take that money and donate it to Habitat for Humanity. Or maybe you want to make enough money that you can just do the things that you love and enjoy and not have to do the things that you don't. I think that's dumb money is different for everyone. And for me, once you get to a point where like the money is cool, now it's about helping other families achieve that. That's what really brings me joy. You don't know, we went to GoPro's event, Eric Worre, and it was a lot of 7-figure income earners from many different companies. And the woman was sharing a story where her husband fell off the ladder and that was it. He broke his back and they lost everything. They lost their house, their medical bills were through the roof. I just had back surgery, 15 grand cash. I told my husband, what if we didn't have that money? This is money for yourself. This is money for your future. This is money just in case. This is money for protection. This is money as a woman that I can stand on my own 2 feet, that I can be with my husband because I love him and not because I need to depend on somebody else to care for me. This, to me, is freedom. And this is about paving the way and showing others how to achieve this freedom. And I really, really stand in honesty and integrity when I tell you this. I would not tag someone to show up on a team call if I didn't plan on being there front and center. And I would never tag someone about an upcoming event if I didn't plan on being at that event. And so the reason why I want you to get to Crystal Manager, yes, the $700 is nice. That's probably what most people make in a week. And that's just bonus fun money for you. But by getting to Crystal Manager, you're showing others that you've gone first, that you've paved the way for them. Because the people that you're bringing into your organization, they don't resonate with me. They don't resonate with Vicki or Ed. They're looking to you as their leader. They trusted you because you brought them in here, right? And so as their leader, you've got to go first. You've got to show your team that this, in fact, is possible. Not to mention when your leaders are shouting you out, congratulations to Ashley for hitting Crystal Manager, $700. People get excited. It brings about more business, more curiosity. Every time I rank advanced, every time I earned a trip, and someone, well, I would message Ed and I would be like, yo, shout me out. Because I didn't really have a coach. And he would write up a really nice post for me. People would ask me, did you really just win a trip to Maui? And I'm like, yes. Let's get on a call. I'd love to tell you more, right? Any type of action generates more action, generates more credibility and validity for what you're doing.
Angela,
Yeah.
Angela, another thing you said, I would love for you to touch on this too, because you said this on the phone this morning with me and Ed, and I loved it. You said people have to stop making the end result an enrollment. And you had said it before a little bit. You touched on we have to stop building for PIBs because PIBs are great, but that's not why the 30 people are on this call right now, right? You had said, let's stop making the end result an enrollment. Let's start making the end result getting those people paid. So I think that sometimes we stop right there and we get really high on the enrollment. And I think, and I'll speak for me, and I know my team is listening to this right now, there hasn't been a massive conversation around getting those people paid. And I think it's the most important part now, right? Like I see a huge shift, and I for sure as a leader have shifted that mindset for myself. It has not been this conversation the entire time. So I think
only
power.
one, Vic, that is cycling. Lynn Hagedorn said, "You're being selfish."
Yeah. No, I get it 100%. And I think what happens is people will stop themselves to say, okay, I don't want to ask this person to see if they have two friends because they have that story, right? But there was was it Natalia? I forgot her name, who did the Instagram training. But one of the things that she said she does is she literally just asks every single person, I know you don't have your transformation story yet. Use mine. Are you down for posting it on Facebook for me? Right? I've been using that. Every single person has said yes. Right? There has not been a single awkward conversation around that. So that would be one tangible action item, is like, do that. Ask people to post on Facebook.
Well,
And then see if you could text.
Our team has a system. It's called the 5 simple touches. And those 5 simple touches are this. On day 1, when you're signing someone up and you're getting their credit card, you have to say to them, hey, I'm obligated to tell you that there's a great way for you to get your products paid for, okay? Do you see yourself as A, being an avid sharer, B, being an occasional sharer, or C, passing me the referrals? Where do you see yourself? Because you have 60 days to earn $900. And so I want to tell you upfront about the money, because if you miss it, I don't want that to be any fault of mine. That's the first conversation I have the minute I have their credit card in my hand. That's one touch. The second touch is when they get their box. When they get their box and I'm walking them through their shake days, right away I'm saying to them, curiously, who are the 2 people that would want to do this with you? Because the way people are successful with our program is A, IsaLife app, B, IsaBody challenge, and C, finding 2 friends. Who are the 2 people that you can think of? That's the second touch. Then I tell them, I will call you on day 5. I will walk you through your cleanse days, but I'm going to have a friend of mine on the phone who's going to offer you more support. And I always get Ed on the day 5 phone calls, and the day 5 is the same thing. Look, you've lost 5 pounds already. You're feeling great. You're noticing a difference. If I write something up for you, would you be open to either posting on Facebook or texting a couple of friends? You have to ask that on day 5.
You get a third party. I just want to be very clear about it because I love this approach. You get a third party in to edify you on the 5th day.
Here,
what does he do?
I'll show you, Vic. It's super simple. You're just getting a third person basically to offer them some support on their cleanse days. You're getting a third person just so they feel comfortable and they know someone else on the team. So I would basically say, I'm going to introduce you to my good friend Ed. He's lost 50 pounds on the program. I would love for him to share his story. And you know what? It's someone other than you. Like if you sign up a friend, maybe they would feel a little bit uncomfortable telling you that they haven't had a bowel movement or they haven't taken or they hate the taste of ionics. But sometimes if you bring in a new person, a new energy, they'll feel a little bit more comfortable. So here's our day 5 miracle phone call is what we call it. Must be done with a 3-way. Using a coach or your upline or anyone on the team. So we would discuss your first 5 days. Right? So you connect and introduce this other person. They laugh, they talk, they offer additional support. Ed says, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you lighter? What changes have you noticed? You know, and on day 1, I'm telling them what to look for. As soon as they get that box, I'm telling them that by day 5, they're going to feel lighter, less bloated, mentally clear. So on day 5, when I'm asking them if they felt this way, they're like, yes. So that's when you both say, you know, if you have great results on week 1, would you be open to a Facebook post or sending a message, texting a couple friends if I help you every step of the way? Let's find those 2 friends who you mentioned in the beginning and get them on board. so we can get your products paid for. And then I would have Ed share a little bit of his story, like, listen, we came into this just to make a few $100 just to get our products paid for. But I think bringing in another person kind of shows the, yes, me too. Me too. You know, like,
oh my gosh, yeah, I've never heard this before or seen it. It's so great.
Yeah. And then
the other thing this does is, and this is for everyone, and you can ask Angela, I'm huge on keeping things simple. Like Velcro or shoelace is all about the Velcro. I don't care if you laugh at me or not, right? So everything that we do, yes, it's for us to help to grow the team, but it's also teaching others what to do. So if you have simplicity, if you have something that people can duplicate, that's how it'll grow, right? So when you guys do a 3-way call or a 5-day call, that person will do the same thing, right? And can you imagine if all your people, if you know you're doing day 5 phone calls with Vicki, you know she's going to knock that call out the box.
Right.
And then those people are going to be more open to sharing and talking to other people.
And then I literally have it saved in my notes. So if the person says, yes, they're willing to text, I go to Isogenics Business, say script, and then I copy the little say message. Or if they say they feel comfortable posting, here's the little transcript. After watching my friend Angela go from a size 12 to a size 4, I decided to give her nutritional cleansing program a try. I'm so excited that I'm down 7 pounds. I feel incredible. I can't wait to see what the rest of the journey brings. And then I have a few simple tidbits. Don't mention ISA. Don't answer questions publicly. When people ask you what you're doing, simply comment, I'll inbox you. And then when you inbox them, say, I'm still brand new, ask for 2 times, and get me on a 3-way phone call. Basically, you're creating curiosity. And everyone did it. I mean, Beatrice did it. That's how she got her enrollment. Jade did it. We're all doing the same thing. But isn't it awesome to know that even the person that she's bringing on, now rather than her trying to explain, oh my God, and it's this shakes, and it's this cleanse, and it's not a colon cleanse, don't worry, you won't be pooping. Instead, she'll bring Beatrice on the 3-way to help. And that's when network marketing grows, is help. You don't have to be out there like a lonely warrior trying to tackle the world by yourself. That's not what this business is about. Like on our team, everybody helps each other. Everybody answers questions. And even in your group, you guys see, if anyone asks a question on HB team or in Vicki's group, like everyone's eager to help. And it's not for the money. Trust me. Like I can take a vacation for 3 months and I still be okay. You're there to help because you want others to achieve it too. And this is the only business where if you help enough people, only will you be successful. But here's the thing. You have to be intentional. You know, Vicki, Ed, and I had a conversation this morning, and I said for me in the beginning, like, can I talk frankly? Are there any children in the room? Okay, when I used to get an enrollment, it used to be like I got laid. Like, you know, I used to be like that dude, like, yes, score. Getting the enrollment is not the score. Getting the enrollment is her just agreeing to date you, right? Getting them to rank advance, getting them to executive. That's the courting process. Getting the enrollment is just getting them to give you their digits. You know, think of it as a dating process. So when you enroll someone, that's just where the relationship begins, right? Getting the enrollment is really, now I've got to get to know them. Now I've got to dig deep. Now I've got to ask them questions. What are your marital goals? What are your family goals? What are your health goals, right? Where do you see yourself? What are your financial goals? If you're only talking to someone about shakes and cleanse, you're missing the boat. You're missing the big boat. Because I heard Zach and Eden. I'm sure you guys know who Zach is. We just had a call 2 days ago. And I'm always grateful to learn from other leaders that are more successful. And a long time ago, and it's funny, I told him I still do it. On his call, he said, start practicing the 7 whys, right? So when you're on the phone with someone and you're digging deep and they tell you that they want to lose weight, well, ask them why. Well, because I just don't feel good anymore. Well, why? Because I don't feel like I'm being a good mom. Well, why? Well, I gave up my job to stay at home and raise my kids, and now I got nothing for me. Why do you feel that way? And once you start digging deep, once you get open, once you build that trust, that's really where the bond forms, because now you can meet their needs. What is their need? To spend more time with their kids? Maybe they don't want to be millionaire. They don't have to. Maybe you can just help them by making an extra $1,000 a month. Maybe that would lift the burden. But if we don't have those relationships, if we don't have those engaging conversations, it's you never get to where you want to be. You don't want, I think for all of us, it gets so exciting to have that enrollment, and you feel like all of a sudden you're like a professor. You're like, okay, I'm going to walk her through her cleanse. I'm going to explain to her about, mild state of ketosis and what the isogenic fats are for. And you put that hat on and you become so proud because you're an expert in something, But here's what we have to be experts in helping people change their life. They don't need a cleanse doctor. They need somebody in their corner saying, girlfriend, I believe in you. You can do this. You can go as far as you want to. I have seen people with less of a good body, less brains, and less passion become successful at this. That's what people need. I think it's a cheerleader, right?
Oh my God, yes. I forgot that I'm like speaking on this call because I'm learning so much from you. Yeah, 100%. I mean, if imagine if all of us just came to our conversations with 1/10 of the passion that Angela Maresca just showed in the past 4 minutes, right? I think it's true. And I think that I heard this one, actually Ed Blunt said this once at a Healthy Body Team training in person. I'll never forget it. He said, you can't sit in front of a prospect and have the same pain in your eyes as they do in theirs. You have to bring for people hope, love, faith, all of the stuff, the cheerleader stuff, right? And it doesn't have to be so heavy and serious, but I think that we also have work to do on ourselves. Like, right, it's such a huge part of this, because you can't be a cheerleader, like Angela said, if you're not a cheerleader for yourself too.
Yeah. And the same way we hold ourselves accountable with the program, and you're like, damn, I gained 5 pounds. I got to start tomorrow with an Ionics, is the same way you have to hold yourself accountable with the business. You really have to look and say, have I given it my best effort, or am I capable of more? And, I've learned so much from Ed. He always asks, people on our team, what do you think you've given it? Have you given it 50% effort? Have you given it 60? Just give it 10% more, and it really is what happens over a 90-day period. So if you decide that starting tomorrow for the next 90 days, you're going to crush your program, right? You think you're going to have results? You think you'll see a change in your body and your energy? Yeah. You think if you gave your business a full effort for the next 90 days, you think there might be some growth? Maybe picking up that phone. I'm not saying you're going to be millionaire in 90 days, but I am saying that if you give it an all-out effort after those 90 days, you're going to feel less uncomfortable picking up the phone. Your conversations are going to be tight. You're going to be handling objections like a champ. You're going to be engaging people on the street, on the phone, off Facebook. You've got to give yourself that chance. If you always just put in that little bit, it's not going to be enough for growth. And, just knowing that we have that 1 week left, I really believe that all of us, if you have 2 people enrolled, you can be a crystal manager this week by Sunday. You owe it to your team to do it, to go first, right? It's not about the money. It's about you stepping up and being a leader. I really didn't, for whatever reasons, I have to tell you, like, I broke away. I decided to do things on my own, and maybe it was a little harder. Well, I am a heartaholic, but now you have such a great team, such a great community, that you really don't have to do things the hard way. You don't have to do things by yourself. You know, it's important that we set the example for our team, but really it's just as simple as reaching down, asking our members if they would put up a post, shoot a couple text messages. And sometimes I tell people, look, I am going for a really important rank advancement. I would so appreciate your help. I'm working really hard to get to the next promotion. Would you be open to putting up a post for me? Ashley Spitzer is great at inboxing people, saying, I'm on a mission to get people healthy. Would you put up a Facebook post for me? Asking people for referrals, right? It's just action, being in action. So, Ed, some last words.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you guys have enrolled people already, don't be afraid to ask for help. Use that word, help, right? Ask. Listen, can you help me? I'm trying to hit a major milestone in my Isogenics business. Can you help me by putting up a post like Angel said? Or can you help me and just get somebody on the phone? Who do you know that could benefit? You know, whatever your results are. You know, when somebody tells me on that day 5 phone call, oh my God, I lost 3 pounds. I feel better. I ask them, who do you know that would like to lose 3 pounds in 5 days? Right? Whatever they tell you, ask them that same exact question. Right? And guys, when you're talking to these people, the most important thing you can ask them at the end of the call is, have I given you enough information to get you started today? And then shut up. Like literally shut up. Right? Because they're going to tell you one of 2 things. Yes or no. I need whatever that I need is going to be your follow-up for the next day to get them enrolled. I need to talk to my spouse, or I need to whatever it is, right? Go rob a bank. I don't know, whatever. But they're going to tell you what they need to do to get started, right? So make sure you ask that. Have I given you enough information today to get started?
Yeah. We were at the Influencers Summit that it was a trip that Isogenics put up for people that hit a certain rank or did certain activities. And I learned something really important. Eric Worre says that there's a few simple steps that you have to get people to take to get them to cross that line, right? People come in for the shakes. People come in for the 30-day pack. They're not coming in to be a distributor. But there are certain actions that us as leaders, as coaches, can take to get them over that line, right? And it's only when you get them to cross that line will they have enough skin in the game. So one of those things is getting them to plug into calls and experience the culture. Super important. That'll get them to cross that line. Make them feel like they're a part of something. The second thing he mentioned is getting them to an event. I'm super passionate about Isogenics. My mouth cannot do enough justice for what an event can do, right? And I have people on this call that have gone to their first event and they're like, whoa, now I get it. You just cannot articulate to somebody how powerful this is. And I think anyone that's been to an event really gets it. Get someone to an event. That'll get them to cross the line, right? Before I got my people to come to California, listen, people from New York City are not jumping on a plane to go to, where was it? Something desert.
In Phoenix, the Influencer Summit?
No, it was like NYKO, something desert, Palm Desert Springs in California. And my Brooklyn people, they were like, hell no, I'm not going there. But you know what I did? I got 15 of them to an ICU. I got what? Where you're looking for
the place that had the weed burning everywhere in the morning when you went to the NYKO.
Oh,
Palm Springs?
Yes.
Yeah, Palm Springs in 2015.
California, right? But I wouldn't have gotten 25 people to Palm Springs, California, unless I got them to a local event first. I got 15 to a local event. They got excited and they all brought 2 to California. Start local, build to the bigger ones. You want to get your entire team to celebration in Nashville? Bring them to a Super Saturday. Bring them to an ICU. That's how Emily and Hayden build. They bring them to a Timeout Tuesday. They push them to an ICU, and then they pack the house for the big event. That's how you get people to cross the line. If you're going to an event alone, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
You know, and can I say one thing about local events too? I'm going to shout out Marisa Campbell because I know she's on here right now. She is brilliant. She is the master of this in terms of bringing people over the line. She is consistently every month for the past however many years she's been doing this business, has never skipped a month, hosted a healthy happy hour. And what she does is the second she enrolls somebody, she invites them to her next healthy happy hour to start the create. So my point in bringing that up is if you don't have local events, which I'm sure we all do at this point, but if you don't, create it. She created it out of thin air. She created an entire culture in Southern California by herself. And it started with one decision to do it and to see like how much it would affect her business. And that's honestly why a huge reason why she's so successful today.
Yeah, and she's so nice. I had a girl on my team, Sabina, say, hey, we're going to that girl's house who you did the call with. I said, Marisa's house? She's like, yeah, listen to me. Isogenics people are cool. If you're scared to host your own first event, go to someone else's.
Yes.
Literally, I have like Dr. Ina and all her people from Tom's River coming to my house. ISA people are that freaking nice, believe it or not. So, you know, if you're not doing one, start it or find somebody else. Doesn't matter. Cross line, up line to do one with you, right? Those events are key. It'll get someone to cross the line. And the biggest thing, the biggest thing that I can say that'll get people to cross that line, help them get paid. That's it. If you help someone cycle 1 time a week, your retention rate increases by 90%. Is it easy to get someone to cycle once a week, guys? Oh my God. It's so easy. Just, you have to make that your focus. Yes, I'm enrolling. Yes, I'm looking for a new class, but it's so important to get our people paid. So action steps. Let's close it out because I feel like I could sit on the phone with you guys all night. So Ed, we'll all go around and do like 3 action steps, and then we'll see if anyone has any questions. I'll start with you, Ed. Those are good. Even better when you're muted.
So tonight, guys, when you get off this call, grab a piece of paper and write down your 2 consultants or your 4, whatever you are. Who are your consultants next week? Write them down on a piece of paper and know that these are going to be your consultants, right? 2, make a schedule. When are you working your business? When are you going to do the power hour for Vicki? If you can't do one every day because of your schedule and kids and whatever it is, pick 3 days out of the week or 4 days or 2 days. Make a schedule when you're working your isogenics business, and that doesn't include scrolling on Facebook. You're working, you're doing a three-way calls, you're prospecting, you're talking to people, right? And the last thing is write down your goals in 3 different places. So every time you're around your house or your office, wherever you are, you're looking at your goals and they're mentally sitting in your head. Crystal manager, 1-star, 2-star director, whatever it is, your next rank advancement, write it down wherever you need to and look at it every single day.
How about you, Vic?
So I would say action item number 1, first and foremost, is go into your back office, click on personally enrolled details, and download your entire list of everyone you've ever enrolled. I don't care if you've had a conversation with them about the business or not. I mean, you know, don't contact the people that told you to F off if they have like a terrible product experience. I mean, maybe, I don't know, whatever, but it's your call. But download every single person and literally one by one, strike up conversations with those people. Those are the easy, I'm going to say they're the low hanging fruit of what we're talking about. They're already enrolled, right? They've already had some semblance of a product experience. So I would say first and foremost, go into your back office, download your personally enrolled details. Well, I don't think you can export it, but it's just right there. Yeah. And start contacting people.
May I have some verbiage?
Oh, sure. Well, see, this is where, yes, I could totally give verbiage, but it depends on what your relationship is like with these people. I don't know where you left off with them, but ultimately, after you've built up some semblance of reconnection, and that could be 2 seconds with one person and 2 days with another, but after you feel like you could say, hey, I know that you had an incredible product experience on Isogenics. I know we already talked about the business side of it and you didn't seem interested at the time. Are you down for doing me a solid and posting something on Facebook about it? And you could tag me in it. Or if the person was kind of interested, kind of not, they didn't have the time, they whatever, I would say something like, I know you said that you didn't have the time to do it. We're having this incredible like reset in terms of bonuses or whatever it is. I really feel like you should take advantage of it. Are you down for at least posting on Facebook to see what happens?
Perfect. That's great, guys. Do you think that was helpful? I like verbiage.
I like that last one.
Yeah, making sure everyone knows, because guess what? Some people are not even looking on Facebook. Maybe they don't know. Like, we think they know, but they might not. And one more tip, Vic.
Oh, one more tip. Well, Ed totally stole my tip about power hours, damn it. I'm going to say, I forgive you. I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say? Actually, there's like two in one. So first of all, what you had in your phone, you had the verbiage for the person's Facebook post on your phone. I believe that when we do that, it's like you're telling the universe you're ready for it, kind of a thing. Not to get hooey wooey, but I do think that there's an intention behind it that should be there. So I would say put that, like what Angela had in her notes, so that it's almost like you're expecting people to ask you so many times that you just have it copied and pasted to automate things for you. So I would say number 3 is write it out. Write out the post that you want people to post as their post.
It has to be a part of your system. So I would say number 1 would be challenge yourself. Okay, so challenge yourself with blasting text messages, speaking to people outside, going to doctor's offices, leaving your business cards, joining a few BNI or business groups. But no matter what, it really is challenging yourself to have 3 conversations a day minimum, because if you're speaking to 3 people a day, 15 people a week, that's 60 people a month. Even if you suck, you're going to enroll 6 people. And if you work closely with those 6 people and follow the 5 touches, you're going to crack a couple consultants. If you can enroll 6 people a month, make 2 consultants and 1 crystal manager, you're going to be on your way to 6 figures. I mean, that's the secret sauce. So challenge yourself. Number 2, don't be too good for follow-ups. Following up with people is the most important thing you can do. So stay organized. I don't want to bother her. She's not ready. I don't want to seem annoying. Hello, most people quit after the 2nd follow-up. You know where the champions are made? After the 10th. Do you know how long Alexis followed up with Vicki for? Do you know how many times Susan Sly's sponsor emailed her? 31. Would it be worth it for you to continuously follow up with someone to find a Vicki on your team or a Susan Sly? Don't be too pretty for follow-ups. They might not be sexy, but they get us paid. Okay? And number 3 is make a decision tonight. Tell the person that you're with, inbox me, that you will absolutely, positively, without a doubt, I'm talking about getting your grandma's credit card, enrolling your husband, whatever the hell it takes, you will hit Crystal Manager. To hit Crystal Manager, you're not just enrolling with people with value packs. Look on your downline. Look at your reports. If you have someone who's ordering 300 BV, girl, it's free membership until this week. Let's enroll your husband, split the BV, find you 1 more. You'll hit consultant. That's it. Get people paid. Get people paid. Right? It doesn't have to be a value pack. I came in on a 9-day program and didn't want to give my social security number. I was a pain in the ass. No one anticipated that I would hit what I hit. So don't sleep on anyone. Follow the system with everyone. Ask them to text a few friends. Ask them to post on Facebook. It's imperative. It's how you build a network marketing business. You're not here to be a cleanse coach, right? You're here to cheer people on, get them paid, and grow a network, a huge team of people. And that's how you will become successful here. When you have a lot of people doing a little bit, right? You've got to help people get paid. So any last thoughts, or are we done?
I mean, I think that just about sums it up. I think I'm already getting text messages that people are hungry to get the F off this call and start messaging people. So I think we're good.
I got somebody ready to go consultant. I'm trying to hit manager right now.
Okay, well, I have great news for you guys. Vicki, Ed, and I pulled off a special call for everyone who is on here. We have Kathy Coover on February 5th for all of you. She will be, Vicki will post the information in HB Team. It's a special call for you guys. We let her know you guys are running, and she is really excited. And Vicki, thank you for setting that up.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thanks for you for setting that up and for setting this up, guys. This was so awesome. And I just love collaborating with you guys. You're my jam. And I speak on behalf of my personal team is that you two are breaths of fresh air when it comes to training, because we don't hear from you guys a lot. And it's just so awesome too. So thank you.
We're
Thank
very
you, Vicki.
grateful to be together. Yeah, this is fun. It's exciting. And if you guys need any help or have any questions, please feel free to reach out. This is a business for yourself, but not by yourself. So let's rock that Crystal Manager bonus. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.